I think the great one was really, I mean, oh, what happened there? Oh,
Sorry, I just hit
recorded.
record. Yep.
Got it. No worries. I think self-reflection, motivation, following systems and models to really get through shift. And I think some of those market centers that were on stage, every single person in the market center, from the dough fee to everyone, has 201 plus in their database.
Go
So
figure.
yeah, that's the name of the game.
I love it. Teresa, you were going to share something as well.
Mine came from several of the speakers, but it was control the controllables. So,
Ooh.
which you will love because that's primarily your mindset, right?
Well, can we just be real for a second? It is your mindset. It's also your sanity. It's also your only way to succeed.
Right.
I'm a firm believer that most of the stress that we carry around comes from focusing on things we have literally no control over.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what we do. That's what we do. So I love that you had that. I will share with you guys because I thought it was just unique. And this is not my first family reunion. It's my 16th. And there was such a, and let me set up that before you all get there and the insanity starts, 2 days earlier for all of the math coaches, it starts then. So we have like 2 full days and then we have family reunion, which made for a very interesting 2 week period. There was a heavy, heavy push on taking care of ourselves. Like not selling more houses or recruiting more people. There was a heavy, heavy push on actually taking care of our physical health, of our mental health. And I just thought, for some reason, it just hit me because it's normally like, go sell more houses, go recruit more agents. And it was different this time. And I'm pretty sure that it's for a reason. And knowing your guys's job, or at least for the most part, the TL's job, MCA's, I can't understand your job. You're all smarter than me. I like. I hope you're taking care of yourself. How about that?
Hey, so were you in the talk that Dr. Lane Norton gave on Friday?
No, I didn't actually get it. I wasn't able to make it for that.
Okay. So, because obviously that was his push, but so when you said, what's your biggest takeaway? I was going to say, do squats every day and eat berries.
Right.
Oh, that is so funny. Well, also that filters into taking care of yourself. So, all right, I love it. So here's what I want to do today. I'm going to ask you a question first, and I really would love to hear from at least each market center, if not each human. And then we'll go into some strategy on, well, I'm also going to get some goals, and then we'll go into some strategy for these team meetings and the LC meetings to make sure that they are knockouts. So the first thing I want to ask, and I want you to just give me the benefit of the doubt that I actually do care about the answer, I promise. What are your biggest challenges right now? And I'm asking because more than half of the team leaders I'm currently dealing with seem like they're so stressed out they might explode, or burnt out that they might quit. I mean, I'm not saying that's you guys. I'm saying that's what I'm seeing a lot of. And I know that comes from challenges in our role in our world. So I would love to hear, because maybe I can help, or maybe I can be a resource, or maybe Bold is part of the help. Like what is your biggest challenge right now? If you had to identify that lead domino that would help you get to a world that was better and more exciting, where you leapt out of bed, like with birds pulling back the covers like you're in a Disney movie. Like, what is that biggest challenge? Go for it.
Apathy.
Ooh, okay. Tell me more.
I just think that, no offense to present company, but these, obviously we have to Zoom because we're all in different areas of the country. But I just feel like giving people Zoom options I think they need to get in a room with people and get energized. And I just see like in our office, Stacy's the recruiting team leader. I'm in charge of retention. So I'm
Okay.
always trying to do things to get people to stay and make it a fun place to work and an efficient place to work and help them make money. But I think it's a post-pandemic thing probably, but they just kind of want things handed to them. And it's like, it's great to talk about these ideas, but now you have to do the practical part of it. It's kind of where the rubber meets the road.
So I have a theory there. So I was in the team leader role during COVID, like the thick of it. And I left the role in like September of 2021. That summer we dropped Zoom. I think you
That's
can
when
just drop.
you dropped Zoom, you said, forget it.
We took away the option. If you wanted to come to the meeting, you got in the car. If you wanted to come to a class, you got in the car. And now here's the deal. A producing agent reaches out and they're like, hey, I'm actually out of town. I really want to be at this class. Might I pop it on for them? Like, that's different. I think you can get rid of it. I think you should. And you're going to get some pushback. And I would empower you to lead with your heart and tell them, guys, like, think about it. Like, I think we've lost some connection and it's time to fix it. And my commitment to you as your co-team leader is that if you come to class or you come to a meeting, you won't regret spending the 10 or 20, 30, 40 minutes in the car. Like there will be value. So let's get back to where we need to be. I would just do it. And now I can tie this one to Bold. Get them at Bold. Like seriously, like get them in, talk about in person, right? Because it's not just once, it's immersive. And I think, so I've never had to tell people to shut their mouths so much than the last couple of years of Bold, because they're all just so excited to be around people still years later. And so get them in Bold, and yet go ahead and drop your Zoom. I just give you permission. Just do it.
Thank you.
Just do it. What are they going to do? What are they going to do?
No, I told a couple people that this morning already, like no more office meetings on Zoom.
Good.
25 minutes to the office meeting. Most people drive to work every day. So get in your car and get moving.
Well, and it's a domino effect, right? Like I love people that say they're more effective working from home. That's a story that people tell themselves. No, you're not.
Absolutely.
You're more effective in an office environment. Now, I'm not saying you have to be there 82 hours a week. Whatever. Like you're an agent, you're an independent contractor. You are more effective when you get your butt in the car and go to a place of work. Period. So I like the way you think.
Thanks. I like the way you think.
Thanks. So give me another one. What is your biggest challenge? We got smart people here. Let's figure it out.
Well, I'm new to the role in the sense of I'm about 60 days in, a little bit more.
Okay.
So my challenge is staying on task and filling up the calendar enough so I know where I should be and where I shouldn't be. So,
Okay.
For example, it's Friday, and this is the revolving door of the top 20%. So how long is this call?
Well, we're 30 minutes. You're good. You're good.
Okay,
So
good. I was
me ask-
worried that you were an hour because I have a 10:30.
No,
Okay.
I don't have the attention span for a full hour. It's all good.
Okay, good.
But you guys are co-team leaders. So if she's retention, why is the top 20% blowing you up?
Because my responsibility is to coach and guide the top 20% on their
Okay, so
business
they are your
department.
people. I got you.
They are my people, and then I recruit. But my Fridays is just the top 20%.
Okay, well, that sounds like a system though, so that's good. Like I feel like that's good. Here's what I will tell you: a great team leader will treat their lead gen time the same way that an agent should. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, if you're not used to doing it for the first couple days, couple weeks, I don't know, it's going to be weird. You're going to get people that are like, when they go to your door and they see there's a sign on the door that says not to interrupt because you're in your 20%. Like you will teach them how to go be successful. We've gotten to this place in our, as a company, from what I've seen, we're pacifying our agents. And when we do that, they lose respect for us, period. I was in an ALC meeting yesterday live because it was near me. It's the most uncomfortable thing I've ever sat through. The culture in this office doesn't exist, and the agents are acting like hooligans, and the leadership let that happen. So, you know, when you're feeling like, they're all coming at me and I've got to stay focused, like, you teach people how to treat you. So I would challenge you,
yeah.
even if it might be a little weird in the moment. I truly believe, and not just believe it, I've seen it. Like, I've watched it over time. The agents that we show how to do the right thing, agents that we stand up to in a respectful, professional way, like, those people won't leave us because they know we give real value. We don't have to write a check to keep them. Like, we're actually giving them value and showing them, walking the walk, you know, because what the analogy I always use is, leaders don't say, hey, this is what you do, and then walk out of the room. Leaders lock arms. Leaders lock arms and they walk together. So if you stick to your schedule and you tell people no when it's appropriate to, you give them permission to do the same. So do it.
Well,
Go be tough.
The other struggle I'm having a little bit is my coach. Ideally, I was working on the Friday schedule for the first, you know, couple of weeks, and we determined that was monopolizing too much of my time because we have a big office and it's like 76 people, and maybe I'll deal with 50, but it was a follow-up, and are they coming? Are you not coming? So, my Dofi handles that mostly now, my calendar and the schedule, but I'm finding that they're not responding to her. So I'm not getting people on the calendar. So then I'm back to trying to get them on the calendar on my own. So then we thought maybe she would come from my email, right? And perceive that it is me.
That'll work better.
I think I need to guide them. Do you have any advice on guiding her to treat them like leads? There's got to be like this continuing follow-up, because, you know, like, I only have 3 on today, and if I book it, I have 9.
Yeah. It's no different than what it would be for you. It's consistency, it's persistence. The other thing is this is not to answer your question, and I'm going to say it anyways. Like, with an office of your size, you may have to revisit and make it more of the top 10%. You know, as these offices get bigger, if you're going to truly coach everybody, you can't coach the top 20%. You don't have like 72 hours a day, right? So you might want to consider adjusting that. And same thing, I mean, she's got to understand, you both need to understand together that, like, you're a gatekeeper. Like, if they're not going to come when they said they're going to come, then you don't reschedule that week. That would be the attitude that I had about it. Like, if you knew about this,
to the next Friday that's available.
Perfect. Okay.
I have no problem with that. Okay.
So you don't, so here's another suggestion I may make. Like, I would just have my set day of the, like I'm assuming you don't meet with them weekly, you meet with them monthly. Like, I would just have my set, like, they shouldn't have to schedule new, because as somebody who's done like one-on-one coaching, like, if they've got to set a new appointment with you every time, it just feels cumbersome to them. So I would create a standing appointment that if you had to adjust once in a while, that's different. And yet, you are the first Friday of every month at this time, period. Like, I think that'll help make it, because then you're not reinventing the wheel every month.
Mm-hmm.
So I would consider that. But
okay, I'll think through that, because
and reach out any other time. Like, there's I wasn't the best recruiter in my role. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wasn't horrible. I wasn't amazing. I was really good with retention. I was really good with my agents. Like, they still come to me for stuff. So apparently I was too good. If you, like, anytime you want to talk through any of that, call me, text me, email me, send me a carrier pigeon. Like, because I believe that's the key. I really, really believe when you have great culture and you take care of your top people, you're always going to have to recruit, and not as hard.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, as soon as they're here, you know, and part of me, I think maybe I could guide her through asking in person versus just email, because when they're here, I'm asking right in their face, are you on my calendar? We gotta get it.
Yeah. Well,
You know what I
email's
mean?
no good anyways. Call them,
Right.
text them. Like I think speak their language. They don't want another email. So in person when possible, call or text otherwise. That's what I would tell her to do. Give me one more. Let me hear from one more of you, and then we'll spend the last 10 minutes making sure that you have a clear vision of how to execute on the meetings. So give me one more. What's your big challenge? Don't be shy. So nobody has challenges. I'm so excited that your world is perfect. Come on, give me one. Come on, guys.
I'll go. I have a
Thank
ton,
you.
ton of brand new, never transacted before agents. So when I say a ton, we probably have brought on 13 in the last 2 months.
Okay.
And so I am putting together various, we'll call them classes, just to
Okay.
ensure that they get the right type of information so that they know where to go and what to do, being brand new. But as you know, brand newbies they take a lot of time and a lot of
Yeah.
energy. So I would say that's probably one of my biggest challenges right now.
So two things I would remind or share, because I'm not sure what your history of Bold is. I would remind you of the Bold law. What you focus on expands.
Right.
The new agents coming in all the time becomes a cycle. And like I'm not gonna tell you to stop hiring new agents. Like I get the Keller Williams model, like we need
I
new agents.
would love to.
And well, so good. Stop interviewing them. You know what we did are you the one do you have an ATL or you interview all the people? You
It's
interview all the people.
actually our productivity coach that ends up bringing these folks in. We have a couple of relationships with
Oh,
local
well then your
universities.
productivity, well then your productivity coach needs to step up because I don't know why you're doing classes on what they should be doing. Said with love, I'm sure they're amazing people. Like
Well, because
those should be their babies.
I'm also a principal broker, and I need to make sure that they are
Oh,
doing within compliance, from a compliance.
okay. Well, that's fine. So we like at my office, we just had every month we had we called it boot camp. And
Yep,
it
that's what I'm
was
doing in boot camp.
it was everything they needed. And then from there, it should be your productivity coach's situation. Another thing, I'm just going to throw a random idea that really worked well for us. Like if your PC coach starts to feel overwhelmed, or maybe you don't have a PC coach, we had a recruiting team of agents. So we hired a cyberbacker at the time. The cyberbacker was not very expensive, and they would call and set appointments with new licensees, and they would call other people as well. It just didn't, they had best success with new licensees. And what we would do is we had a list of people, we had their open time slots, and that cyberbacker would just go in and set appointments. And we didn't have a problem getting agents to do it because the people would name them when they signed up with the office. So now you took all of those appointments off of and honestly, because that might work well for your PC coach, because then they have more time to focus on PC. So that's another thing to think about, is to leverage, because the new agents are just not that hard to get to sign on. We know that. So if you leverage that to some hungry agents that might want to build their downline, that might be something that frees up a little bit of your time too. And you keep doing that boot camp, because those new agents going to put you in broker jail. We don't need that. We need you here. So I appreciate you all sharing that. And I really want to encourage you. You'll learn as we continue to move forward. I really do have a servant heart. If you've got something you need help with and it has nothing to do with Bold, please pick up the phone and call or text me. Like that's the highest, the best use of my time, is to help people like you be more successful, truly. So let's talk about the meetings, the ALC meetings and the team meetings. The first thing I need to know, and just so you know, the numbers you're going to give me right now are between us. Oh, that's a really loud ringer. The numbers you're about to get, it's okay. It was just loud. It's like epically loud. The numbers I want they're between us. So don't give me a cute number. Give me the number that would actually excite you. Okay, when I ask this, I want to hear from each market center how many agents you would like to see in full Bold. Forget the goal we had. Like, how many would you like to see? What would excite you? So Greater Columbus, Dayla, what would you say? How many agents?
To excite me, 30.
Great, I love it. Do I have Capital Partners on here? 274, anybody from them?
Yes.
Yes, wonderful. What would you say? Get excited.
30 would be really exciting, yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. I see it's a theme. Stacy, Teresa, your guys' office.
Teresa, maybe you could guide on that. I don't know what is.
Go
I
for
don't
it,
know what's
Teresa.
uptown or around.
I do 36.
Bucking the trend. I like it. Okay. DJ, your office.
Sure. We're a little bit smaller, so I'm going to say 25.
You didn't have to justify it. You're good. And do we have anybody? Buffy, yeah. What about your office?
Smaller still, I'm gonna say 15.
15. How many agents are in your office?
I think we're at 79 right now, between 79 and 85.
Okay, so you are. Okay, all right. Look at you, cute little office size. Okay.
I know, right?
So what does that get us to? 60 plus 36 plus. I can't do math without saying it out loud. That's just how I roll with 36. So just so y'all, because I want you to get excited about this stuff. That's 1,496 transactions. That's what that is. Because the average transactions in bold is holding at 11.
Oh.
And as we've talked about, we're looking to create a more of a top producer bold. So if anything, 1,496 is actually low. As we're talking about this stuff, and I'm going to suggest some things that you're like, oh, I don't know if we can do that. You know what? I want you to think about what happens when that amount of influx of business happens over the next quarter. So stay with me. All right. So for the ALC meeting, I'm not as concerned because here's my goal for all of you that are booking me for ALC meetings. And you're like, oh, I got this big agenda. Like, I need like 20 minutes of your ALC meeting, and you're going to be so grateful that you gave it to me because I'm not going to squawk about bold for 20 minutes. I'm going to teach them for 15 and take 5 minutes to close them. Because if we get your ALC involved, we win. So we don't need to plan that much. All you need for you to do is let me in. I think I have most of yours scheduled. And yet if I don't, please, we don't win without our ALC. I've done this long enough to know, and I've worked to prove myself wrong, and it ain't working. The team meeting is more what I'm concerned about. So in the past, we used to make a meeting that was all about bold. That was all it was about. And I'm not even going to ask you to do that because all your head's going to pop off, and I get it. I need some significant time given to bold. I don't need a ton of time when I'm speaking. Like, I can be relatively quick and powerful. Here's two important things, because I promise you I would keep this simple, and I'm going to. Two simple things that I'm looking to have happen at the team meeting that is focused on bold. Now, if you're doing multiple team meetings, you should continue to push it. And yet the main team meeting, all of you could put together a panel of people who have been in bold before and have great things to say. You don't need 72 people on the panel. It doesn't matter. Like, be purposeful and pick the people who have influence and a great story. And I would say 2 or 3 people, 4 if you want to get wild. I wouldn't go more than that. And just take 10 minutes or so. You don't need to interview them for the entire meeting. Like, we need to hear what they got out of bold. Now, here's the other thing that I would challenge you to do. If they've been to bold before and they liked it, and they liked it enough that they're going to get up in front of your office to say what it did for them, I would challenge you to have them sign up for bold before they speak, so they can also say, and by the way, I'm going again. And if you have struggles with any of those people, give me 2 lines of what their deal is and their phone number, and I'll call and I'll close them for you. Okay. It's a lot more validity when they're like, yeah, this is why it's great. It's so amazing. It's so weird when they're like, so are you taking it again? No, not this
No.
time.
Right.
It literally, it's just like, it deadens the room. So put together a panel. That's the number one thing. Make sure they're impactful, wonderful people who are willing to sign up for bold. That's task number one. Plus, it'll start moving our needle forward on those full bolds. The second thing I want you to do, and I go back to Teresa, what you were talking about, like, could you all stand to have a little bit more fun and excitement injected into your office?
Yes.
Yeah, like it would be
Always.
okay. Okay, that's what I figured. So if your number was 30, 30 balloons. If your number was 15, 15 balloons. My goal is that we walk out of our meeting at our goal. Now, we can be realistic and say, well, we can shoot for that and it might not happen. How about we just commit to it happening? And if it doesn't happen, we'll fix it then. So here's the idea. We're in that meeting and we need something to close them with. You've got 30 balloons, 36, 25, 50, however many you just told me. You've got balloons, go get purple ones, like we could do this, right? And you're gonna have them taped up to a wall. And when
Right.
they sign up, when they fill out that form with credit card information and hand it to you, or if you're one of the market centers that's going to allow them, like sometimes the market centers will say they'll put it on their bill. I don't care what, when they have given you the commitment that they're signing up, they get to pop a balloon. And,
Right.
and you put whatever you need to put in there. I would challenge you, and actually here's what I will commit to for each market center. Like, I will give you like a half-fold scholarship to give away. And you could either put that in one balloon or you could spread it into 2 quarters. Like, you can do whatever you want with it. I will commit to 400 to each of you guys. You need to fill the rest. They don't all need to be Mercedes-Benz keys, right? Like, these can be lotteries, like scratch offs. They could be scratch offs. It could be a month off of your office bill. It could be any number of things. You could collect gift cards from sponsors that you don't have to pay for. All right. So you'd probably have to put some money into this, and it's probably not going to break your budget. Like, you don't go need to spend $10,000. You have sponsors that'll help. You could probably reach out to your ALC. Hey, what do you have that you could give away? They probably got a gift from Christmas still, like, right? Like, so you do that and you create some excitement, and we inject some life back into these people that need it, right? And they're not going to be on Zoom, Teresa, so they're going to be in the room and they're excited. And I'm telling you guys, if you have a panel and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to give them a powerful close, you guys are going to start passing out pieces of paper and you're going to start popping balloons. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not just about hitting our goal for bold. You will have one of the best team meetings you've had in a long time because they're happy and they're
I like it.
excited. All right. So that's literally all I need us to focus on right now. The looming other thing that we need to start is just calling through that roster. Everybody should have a one-on-one call from someone on leadership, not all of the ones on leadership, someone on leadership. And just red light, yellow light, green light them. You could create your Dofi, or somebody could create a spreadsheet where you go in and, like, green is they're signed up, yellow is they're on the fence, red is it was a hard no, I asked more than once, it's just not happening. If you do that, now you're set for the quarter on your care calls. Like, you've talked about their business, you've asked what's going on, you've provided solutions, and you've talked about bold. You didn't start with bold. All right. So we're down to 1 minute and I feel like an auctioneer right now going so fast. Give me 2 ahas and or actionable items. What we got?
Balloon wall. all day
Yeah,
long.
balloon wall all day.
Okay.
I love
like
it.
I like
And
it. Are there any?
definitely you coming in and talking. So you will do ALC and you will do the office meeting, is that correct?
Yeah, and it's actually really imperative. One of the market centers asked if I could do just the office meeting. We don't win without the ALC. And I promise you, I will bring them value. I'm not going to go bold. I'm going to give value, and then I will talk about bold, and the value will be this much of it. Bold will be this much of it. It'll be a good use of your ALC meeting time. I want to be respectful and get you off on time, and I can hang on if anybody has any questions. For those of you that are good to go, you can totally jump off. Let's have a massively impactful bold. Like, I'm ready to rock your world and I need your help. Teresa, go for it.
I should know this already, so everybody else can get off.
Okay.
if you- I didn't pay enough attention. Where are you from?
I'm from Tampa.
And is that where you are right now?
Yeah. Oh, so I should say I'm not from Tampa. I am from Florida originally. I live in Tampa now. I lived for almost 20 years in Southern California, so I've got a lot of history there. And yes, I am in Tampa now and love it.
Okay, great. I just want to say I love your energy.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, and know that this is what I will bring. In person, it's more. Like, so just know that when you're speaking to, especially your top producers that are going to give you a hard time, I know they're going to give you a hard time. Like, you can promise them a powerful experience. Because I won't get on my plane every week for I'm not going to leave my family to go dial it in. It's stupid. Like, they're going to have a powerful experience. And the minute somebody signs up for Bold with me, they have a coach for life. And I know that sounds silly, and it's actually probably dumb on my part because I could charge a lot more and coach them one-on-one. Like, I'm their person. they sign up tomorrow and they have questions for me Monday, then cool, reach out to me and I will jump on a Zoom or jump on a call and I'll help you fix your world up before you get into the bold room. Like there's just no reason to wait. Okay,
Love that. Yeah,
awesome.
great.
Anything else? Any other questions?
No, I just sent you an email though, Hudson, with
Okay.
our ALC and our team meeting dates. How much time did you need in that team meeting?
Team meeting, ideally, I can work with 5 to 10 minutes for me. The idea is that you also have time for the panel.
Panel, right?
In a perfect world, the panel speaks, then I jump on, then you take the last little bit of the meeting to have them fill out forms and pop balloons and create excitement. And when I say 5 to 10, 10 is better. And I'll work with what you give me. The idea is I need more. I can't just say bold is coming, sign up for bold. They won't do it. I've got to teach them something, and I have things that I can pull out that are really quick that at least give them some value. Then I give them my version of what bold is, and then we close them. So yeah, 5 to 10 minutes, preferably 10. Excuse me, time for the panel, and then enough time at the end. Because here's the other thing, while I've got y'all that are still on here, here's where I've seen massive fails. We have an amazing team meeting. We have 15, 20 people raise their hand and say they want to sign up, and nobody gets the papers from them. Oh, take it and turn it in later, or here's the link. Nobody signs up. They're not accountable. They just aren't. So we have to get them in the room. That part's imperative. Like we have a paper form and we get their credit card, or if you're comfortable at the market center level and you know they're in good standing, that you say you're going to do it and put it on their bill. I don't care how you do it. If we don't get them committed, then
You won't.
They're
I mean,
gone.
that's a hard closing.
yeah. So love it. Anybody else? The rest of you just hung on longer because you're so nice. That's so lovely. I like that about you. All right, I will send the recording out. So if you have any staff that wasn't on here and you need their support in order to execute this, just let them go listen to this while they're doing something else. They don't have to watch. I don't have any visuals. It's fine. So I will send this recording out, and I am grateful for you guys and your commitment, and let's go change the world. All right.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks,
Hudson.
guys.